Yeah, huge medical gain there, and we're going to try to help you out on the medical field here as well. This is Niteesh. He is with VSI, otherwise known as Dr. B. The B does not stand for basketball, but it could this time of year. It could. It's March Madness, and here's the deal. Just like if you watch the Masters, everybody wants to go to the driving range. You watch March Madness, everybody's like, oh, you know, I can play a little ball,
hit
right?
The court.
Problem is, we might be thinking we're better here than our actually body is. And unfortunately, you see a lot of these injuries, but you're out there yourself on the court a couple times a week, right?
I am. I'm a part of a league. We get out there 1 to 2 times a week. We try to play, but I mean, I'm no stranger to injury, unfortunately. I've had several injuries myself. Luckily, nothing too crazy. Been able to get through it. But I've taken care of a lot of people in my league and getting them get back on the court pretty quickly.
All right, so help us out, because we know weekend warriors.
Please help us out, please.
Shapes and sizes and ages and everything else. What are some of the more common injuries that you see, and more importantly, how can we prevent them?
Yeah, so I see a lot of different injuries. And basketball is one of these great sports. Everybody wants to get out there and play because of the cardio and the aerobic activities, and it's social environment too.
Sure.
Right? You get to play with your friends. So people get out there and they're playing hard, but it's a strenuous sport. It's prone to injury because it's so strenuous on your joints, your hips, your knees, your shoulders. Fast-paced, so it's difficult, and it's kind of competitive, so it gets contact.
Yeah. Do you see a lot with the lateral movement, because basketball obviously is a sport, along with hockey, along with soccer, that are very lateral? So do you see a lot of those knee injuries?
We see a lot of knee injuries. So we see a lot of tendinitis in the knees. We see some meniscal tears, and hopefully we don't see an ACL tear, but sometimes unfortunately we do.
I know you said that you're a doctor. You've actually had to work on some of your teammates from time to time.
We have.
What is it? Is it typically, is that like leg injuries? Is it ankles rolling? What do you typically see?
Well, we always want to address these injuries early, right? So that's the most important thing. So luckily, I'm a non-operative doc, so I like to treat these with regenerative medicine. So I get to treat a lot of these ankle injuries. A lot of people sprain their ankles, roll their ankles. We see a lot of finger sprains and that sort of thing, shoulder injuries. So we get them back on the court pretty quickly with some of these non-operative options. And
in terms of just being preventative when you want to play sports in general, what are some things that you can do? Maybe not wear like super high heels, maybe.
Yeah, maybe those. Yeah,
these wouldn't be good to play basketball in.
No. One of the most important things actually is your proper footwear, right?
Yeah.
So we recommend changing your shoes every 6 months, especially if you play regularly. But I think the most important thing you do is you prepare yourself prior to playing, right?
Yeah.
When you get to the court, it's easy for all of us to say, hey, okay, I want to play. I want to maximize my 2 hours on the court, and I want to start playing and doing everything I can, right? But it's important to stretch. It's important to warm up. We've all warmed up when we were kids. We don't necessarily warm up.
How much, I know, right? How quickly we forget. How much time would you dedicate to the warm-up?
Yeah. Well, you want to spend at least 15 to 20 minutes warming up, and most people spend, 2 to 3 minutes warming up?
Just give me the ball.
Let's go. And so if you don't warm up, we're prone to muscular injuries, strains, tears, joint-related issues, and hopefully not like an Achilles rupture or something like that.
Warming up, but how much does stretching play into that as well?
Yeah, I mean, stretching, I think, is one of the most important things, both warming up before and cooling down after. And I think that's what a lot of people don't do. They leave and they go directly back home.
Since you're on the court a couple times a week with your buddies, and listen, we get older, we think we are completely, like, bulletproof. A lot of guys try to play through it. At what point do you realize, like, I gotta see somebody, I gotta stop?
Well, I think you have to listen to your body, right? I think that's one of the most common things I hear from my patients is, I knew it was a problem, I just didn't want to get treated for it just yet because I thought it would go away. I think the most important thing you do is you listen to your body. If you're still hurting, 2 to 3 days after an injury and it's not getting better, you need to go see somebody because if we can address that injury early, we could probably get you back playing pretty quickly.
March Madness, there's so many people that are betting on the tournament. My lock of the entire day today is that Annie Mae did, in fact, wear those heels on the ice last night at the arena.
I did, actually.
It's
for everybody out there, on lock. On lock.
Thank you, Dr. B. Appreciate it. Put the information up where you can find out more, of course. And in the meantime, that'll do it for here. We're going to put these away before we hurt ourselves, right?